Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Argimlas and this is my Let's Play Gothic Do the Night of the Raven part, I believe 18 or 19, and
Nothing to plunder.
I'm in the beginning of the chapter 3. Last time I finished chapter 2. Now I'm heading from the Valley of Mines back to Khorinis, and little spoiler alert, a lot of things will change here. So let's see. We have our proof from Commander Garon that dragons are really in the Valley of Mines, and with help of that we should be able to get an Eye of Innos from Lord Hagen, right? And with help of Eye of Innos we should be able to defeat dragons, right? And this is the first surprise, this guy here.
We have caught you in our trap, and now we shall destroy you.
These guys, these seekers, are now all over around here. They're looking for me. They work for Beliar, the god of darkness. And here's our old buddy Lester.
Hey, you're finally back. You have to go see Zardus right away. There's a problem.
That I certainly believe.
All hell's broken loose since you left. Talk to Zardus. He's waiting for you. Zardus gave me this rune for you. It'll help you get to him faster. We'll meet again there.
Alright, so I have two options. I can explore the world here, because with the new chapter there are new creatures, new enemies I can defeat and get XP from them. Or I can do what Lester said and teleport to Zardias. I'll teleport to Zardias and then I'll explore.
Hey,
Hello Zardias.
I've explored the unknown part of the island.
And what did you find?
It was all about a mighty artifact, the Claw of Beliar.
The Claw of Beliar? Where is it now? Do you have it on you?
Yes, here it is.
How very interesting. This weapon can be of great use to us, but it is also extremely dangerous. Take good care of yourself, and above all, don't lose it.
I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Khorinis, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Innos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Innos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
Alright, so we have our letter from Commander Garand, and Lord Hagen should give us Eye of Innos. With the help of Eye of Innos, we should be able to defeat dragons in the Valley of Mines. But of course, we have a new chapter, chapter 3, and in chapter 3 we have a lot new things to do here. A lot of quests, a lot of new quests that weren't here in chapter 1, and also a lot of beasts we can defeat. So before we leave to the Valley of Mines, I want to do as many quests as possible and kill as many creatures as possible, because we need to be as strong as possible in the Valley of Mines. Wargs. I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to kill 2 of them. They got a lot of damage. Can you die? So now I'm heading to the city. And let's see what we got there to do. Maybe some quest from Lobar, the farmer here? I'm not sure.
How's your farm?
I can't stand it anymore. All of a sudden, these fellows in black hoods showed up and posted themselves on the road and on my farm. Short time later, my wife took deathly ill again. She spends most of the time just lying in bed. And that happens to her frequently. I'm falling apart here.
Why don't you take your wife to the healer?
We ought to go to the city to see Vatras about it. But I won't budge an inch from my farm as long as things are so chaotic here.
Why don't you do anything about those black robes?
Well, I'd surely love to, but I saw how they burned one of the townspeople alive. Just like that. Why should I risk my life?
Alright, so Lobar's wife is ill and needs a medicine from Vatras. Simple fetch quests, but I'll do that, of course. These guys are attacking to... They're kinda tough, but with the help of Beliar's Claw, it's not that hard. But they are doing decent lot of damage.
There he is.
He took half of my HP. It's kinda annoying how strong they are. Another one.
There he is.
I need a lot of healing potions. I need to buy a lot of them.
Now you shall feel the power of the Master. You cannot elude it.
But 300 XP for one, it's not that bad.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Ah, Diego.
Good thing you're here. You need to help me.
I don't know why you get so worked
What is this about?
A lot of things have changed since I left here. I have to get back on my feet somehow.
What's the problem?
I have to get into the upper quarter. But I'm not a citizen of the town, and I don't have enough money to bribe the guards. That's where you come in.
So you want me to lend you some gold?
Nonsense. I've got some gold.
That would be a
A
problem.
whole lot of gold, even. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me. You need to go fetch my gold for me.
Opinion. Don't tell me
Okay,
you know that.
I'll help you.
Well, listen. Back when the barrier was still in place, I hid a small treasure. It's been quite a while. That's why I forgot to take it with me. And I can't leave here at all at the moment. To cut a long story short, you must go to the Valley of Mines for me and fetch my gold.
Everything you hear. But no.
Where's the gold hidden?
Directly at the trading square, above the abandoned mine. It's in a leather satchel. Spare yourself that comment. I know myself that we must have walked right past it. Just bring me the bag. But don't forget to check that it's the right one, so you don't walk all that way for nothing.
How can I recognize it?
It's full of gold. A whole lot of gold.
Yes, we really went past this
I'll
bag
try
of
to
gold.
find your gold.
Just do it. That's enough for me.
And I already took it there when we were there with Diego, so I have his gold already.
I found your gold.
Great. Show me. Very good. Gerbrand had better watch out now. Listen, I still need to take care of the guards. I want you to take this letter to Gerbrand. He is one of the fat merchants in the upper quarter. Give him my regards. I'll meet you in front of Gerbrand's house then.
That was obvious all along.
Alright, so Diego has some business with Gebrand, merchant from Upper Quarter.
Hey, Diego says hello,
What? Who? What Diego?
and he wants me to give you this letter.
That can't be. No. I'm a goner. Is he in town then?
Who?
Diego, of course.
Yes, I'm gonna meet him here shortly.
Oh, this is the end then. All is lost. I've got no time. I need to get out of here. Quick! If he finds me here, I'm done for.
I'm not telling you anything new. Nobody
Wait a
cares
minute.
For my opinion.
I delivered the letter.
I never
Very
knew that.
good. How did Gerbrand take it?
He was rather shocked and made himself scarce right away.
I should think so.
Just gossip.
I'm afraid that, first of all, I need to attend to furnishing my new house. If I remember correctly, Gerbrand's taste is horrible.
The house is yours then?
Yes, from cellar to attic, with all the furnishings. Having spent several years in less than befitting quarters, I'm looking forward to sleeping in a soft four-poster bed. And then, for breakfast, I'll have a fine wine and some excellent ham.
You hardly know.
You don't miss any chances, do you?
You betcha.
We can only wait and see.
So how did you pull this off?
Did you think that Gerbrand came by his fortune through honest business? Of course, he never got his fingers dirty when it came to really shady deals. He had a helper for that. Of course, I caught on to a lot back then. Gerbrand finally got rid of me. He was probably afraid that I knew too much.
You never told me about that.
You never asked me.
As for my opinion,
What about Gerbrand?
we'll learn anything.
He has enjoyed the good life for far too long. He was living here in the lap of luxury while I was forcing down meat bug stew. I have no idea where he went from here, but he'll never get a foothold in Khorinis again. I'll see to that. If you're looking for him, you should try the Harbor District.
We can only wait and see.
What about my share?
Looks like you haven't forgotten everything I've taught you after all. But you're right.
Really didn't
I
deserve
couldn't have
that.
done it without you. Here's your share.
Do you really believe that?
So good. Diego got rid of Gerbrand,
Will it ever change?
and now this house is his. Good.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
So let's go finally to Lord Hagen.
That's not what I heard.
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Innos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him this authorization. He will grant you access to the Eye of Innos. One more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude. It will take you safely back to the city whenever you want.
Alright, so I have this recommendation letter from Lord Hagen, and now in the monastery they should give me the Eye of Innos. But before I go there, I'll try to do a few quests here in the city.
I know who to believe these days.
Tell me that isn't true. So why won't they listen to me?
That's all just gossip.
Where did you...
There you are again.
How are things in town?
If the orcs really show up to besiege us, it's gonna get unpleasant around here. There's only one ship, and the paladins are guarding it, and I don't think they'll use it to rescue the citizens.
Is there no other way of getting out of here?
No, none of us can leave this island without a ship.
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolf skin, that's good. A warg skin? Those beasts are tough. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
That was obvious all along.
We can only wait and see.
Has anything exciting happened?
And then an honest citizen actually brought that stolen bow back to Bosper. That's odd. You'd think it's everyone for himself in times like these. But this man just drops in and returns that bow.
Where did you pick that up then?
Will it ever change?
Hey, you! About those missing people. I've been able to rescue some of the missing people.
I knew you'd succeed. Then I can finally go about my own business.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
Any news?
You could say so. The Paladins have arrested Bennett, our smith.
How did that happen?
Bennett went to town to buy supplies. Well, he never came back. If you want to learn more, you should ask Hodges. He was in the city with Bennett.
So Bennett, the mercenary, was arrested for some reason. So he is in jail. So let's talk to him.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Enough trouble as it is.
And so...
Lobart's wife Hilda is sick.
What? Again? The good woman should take better care of herself. One hard winter and she won't be with us anymore. All right. I will give her a medicine to reduce the fever. Oh, and while you're at it, you might as well drop it off with her.
Alright, I have this medicine for Lobart's wife, Hilda. I'll go back there later.
Don't tell this to anyone. Honestly, I would...
Show me your wares.
I need potions, man. A lot of potions.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. Someone's got to do the work. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Really? How interesting. He'd better shut up. That's not what my husband thinks. Really, how interesting. I won't tell her a thing from now on. He'd better shut up. But that's terrible. These are bad times. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
We got a new chapter, so I can get a new prophecy from this Abuyin.
Can you make
Some more
me a
XP?
prophecy?
Yes, time has progressed, and I shall give you a prophecy in return for a few coins.
How much?
For a paltry 250 coins. I shall risk a glance through time for you.
Tell me about the future.
All right, son of knowledge. I shall now enter a state of trance. Are you ready? You shall force what is nobody's destiny but yours. Through fire and snow, through ice and flames, men in foreign armor, a swamp, lizards, they await you. That's all. There's nothing more I can see.
Thank you.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Khorinis. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. The mercenary Smith Bennett, who treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar.
I learn a bit with
Let's begin
sword.
with the training.
Good.
What about Bennett, the blacksmith?
You mean the mercenary? He is sitting in jail where he belongs.
Can I talk to him?
Certainly. Just go in. But if you try to help him escape, you will be in for it.
How come you're in the slammer?
Those swine have thrown me in the hole. I'm supposed to have murdered a paladin. But I didn't do it. They're only trying to frame me.
Why would they do that?
How would I know? You've got to get me out of here. Talk to Lord Hagen, tear down the wall, who cares? Just do something.
What happened?
I went downtown with Hodges to buy some supplies for our boys. Suddenly we heard a loud scream and the sound of running feet.
Get to the point.
We knew at once that something had happened and that they would grab us at once if they saw us there. We ran like hell, then just before we got to the city gate, I tripped and sprained my ankle. The rest is soon told. The militia was on me at once and they threw me straight into this hole.
Who was murdered?
I have no idea. One of the paladins. I don't know them.
Have you got a name?
Some Lothar, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. You had better ask Lord Hagen. He knows all the details.
Did they have any evidence against you?
They say they have a witness who recognized me.
Well, do you know who the witness is?
No, all I know is that he's lying.
Who's leading the investigation?
Lord Hagen himself. Since the victim was one of the paladins, this falls under martial law.
What does that mean?
That's easy to guess. If I don't get out of here, they're going to let me swing without further ado. You've got to help me or there'll be a war. Lee's not going to take this lying down. You can figure out for yourself what that means.
Alright, so Bennett claims he's innocent, and then that some paladin named Lothar was murdered, and that there's a witness who claims that Bennett is the murderer, that he is lying.
In the name of Innos,
so let's investigate that.
The sentence is death by hanging. The execution will take place in a few days.
But Innos beheld
I got
what
the missing
Meliar
ornament
had
from
done,
Lord Hagen.
and he
You
also
see? I thought the
bestrode
paladins
land
had it.
and chose the human.
I was at your hut
And
in the
Innos
Valley of
spoke
Mines.
to him,
So
and
it's
the
still standing?
human
Yes,
became
and I
his
also know
subject.
what you wanted there.
And Innos
Did you
gave
find it?
unto him
If
a
you mean your
portion
pouch
of
with the
his
lumps of
divine
ore.
power,
Yes,
so
I
that
have it.
he
You're a
might
fox.
undo
You know
the
that.
work of
What else could you have
Beliar.
wanted in that old shack? There isn't anything else.
And
Do you have it with you?
Beliar spoke to
I'll
another
give you 100
creature,
gold coins
but
for it.
Adanos brought forth the tide, and the creature was
Sure.
washed from the face of the
Terrific.
earth.
I hope that I'll get it back soon.
But with it, the
Give
trees
me 100
and
gold
animals
coins,
were also
and I'll give
washed
you
away.
your ore back.
And
Deal.
a
Here you
deep
go.
sadness
You're a real
overcame
friend. Thanks a
Adanos.
lot.
And thus spake Adanos to his brothers.
So that's
"Never
done.
again
Quest for
shall you
Cavalorn.
walk upon my land, for it
I
is
gave him a lump of ore. He left back in the Valley of Mines in his hut. We were there a few hours ago.
Just gossip.
That's no secret.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I need to talk to you about Bennett.
But that's the mercenary who murdered one of my men.
I believe that Bennett is innocent.
The evidence is clear. He is guilty.
So what if the proof is wrong?
Be careful what you say. You raise some serious accusations. If you cannot present me with evidence that the witness lied, then you had best hold your tongue.
How come you're so sure that Bennett is the killer?
We have a witness. As you can see, there is no doubt about the mercenary's guilt.
Who is that witness?
Cornelius, the governor's secretary, saw the murder. His description fits Bennett, no doubt about that. As far as I am concerned, that settles the matter. The mercenary will hang for treason.
Okay, so the so-called witness of the murder is Cornelius, who is living in this house. So let's talk to him.
You saw the murder of Lothar, didn't you?
I need not answer any questions about a current investigation.
Lord Hagen already has everything I know on record.
What was it you saw?
Really, I haven't got any time now. You need to go now. The office is closing.
Enough of that. What did you see?
I saw how the mercenaries struck down the paladin from behind. And then he took his sword and rammed it through his chest.
Are you completely sure?
Yes, of course. I saw it with my own eyes. But I really haven't got any time now. There's a huge pile of paperwork I need to do.
So, I just stole his diary. Alright, so the Black Robes killed the Paladin Lothar and gave 20,000 gold to Cornelius. So he will be the witness. But he is lying, of course. And I have the proof now. But the whole matter doesn't make any sense actually. Why the Black Robes killed the Paladin? I don't know.
Cornelius lied.
How did you know that?
Here, I've got his diary. Everything's in there.
That slimy little criminal! In view of the new evidence, there is nothing else I can do. By virtue of the office granted me by king and church, I declare that the prisoner Bennett is exonerated of all charges and is thereby a free man. Cornelius is to be taken into immediate custody for perjury. Your deeds would give honor to one of our own.
Alright, so Bennett is free and Cornelius is in dungeon. And because I fulfilled this quest, I can become a paladin right now.
I want to take up service with the Order.
Good. You have proven that you have the courage, the skill, and the devotion to serve Innos. Your deeds bear witness to a pure heart. If it is your wish, then I shall bid you welcome to our order.
I'm ready.
Then so shall it be. Many men have taken this path and given their lives in the name of Innos. Do you swear that your deeds will honor their deaths and proclaim the fame of Innos?
I swear.
Then, from now on, you are a member of our fellowship. I hereby appoint you a warrior of Innos. I give to you the weapons and armor of a knight. Bear them with pride, knight. Henceforth, by virtue of your rank, you shall have access to the monastery. Albrecht will teach you our magic. Just go and talk to him. And of course, our quarters in the upper end of the city are now open to you.
Good. I have much better armor now, which is really good. And I'm a paladin, which is cool. Alright.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I can go on.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I'll probably deliver the medicine to Hilda, Lobard's wife.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Is it really true?
It's a silly fetch quest, but I like to have all the quests filled.
I've got your medicine.
Really? Our society needs more people like you. Thank you so much. I hope that these few coins are enough.
Hey! Watch out for your farm.
I'll try.
And now I think I can finally go to monastery to get my Eye of Innos. And little spoiler alert, it won't be that easy. Oh. Oh, another one. But now with better armor, it should be a lot easier.
The Master wants your head. No one can save you now.
Almost killed me. I'm really dependent on those critical strikes from Beliar's Claw. If I don't critical hit them, it's much harder. By the way, Beliar Claws scales with your level, but it's not automatically. Each time you have a new level in the game, you can pray to Beliar's statue and improve your Beliar's Claw. I should probably do that, because last time I did that it was 5 levels ago. And with those improvements, it deals more damage and the change of extra damage is higher. Another one. This is annoying.
Now you shall be.
Much easier, you see, when I hit all those critical strikes with lightnings. In chapter 3 you will get most of you'll get a lot of teleporter runes for most of the places here in this island. And one of them is here.
Show me your wares.
Certainly, Brother of the Ring.
From this chapter, this guy is selling teleport to tavern. So I now have teleport to city, tavern, Zarya's, most of the places actually. Lee will give me one for teleport to mercenaries, so you don't have to walk over the island. It's actually a clever way how to speed up the game. But it's good, you won't get all these teleports right in chapter 1, because otherwise you wouldn't be forced to explore the world. In chapter 1 you explored all the island, and now, when you already know it, let's teleport. That's quite nice.
Hey you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. But since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Khorinis is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
I can
Milton.
hardly believe it. Are you really a paladin now?
Obviously.
If someone like you is with the paladins, then Beliar's thugs had better watch out. If you did in the sleeper, that handful of orcs shouldn't be a problem.
This is not only about the orcs.
I know, but it's still good to have you on our side.
Oh well.
What are you doing here in the monastery? Let me guess. You want to be instructed in the art of magic.
Perhaps.
I knew it. Best to talk to Marduk. He's responsible for you paladins. You'll find him in front of the chapel.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
Yes, sure. Here's the key.
Thank you. So, in the chapter 1 you can't go here unless you're a novice. Unless you want to become a mage. So this is the first time we're here in this game. So let's explore it. Let's explore it a bit.
Can I be of assistance to you?
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need a few things.
Potions. And a few spell scrolls. That's always handy. Good.
What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers.
That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, oh, I don't want to complain.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
What kind of documents are those?
That's, nobody's business. It's entirely my affair.
Come on, tell me.
They are, entirely normal documents. Nothing special.
I won't ask any further. What are you supposed to do for him?
I don't want to talk about it. In any case, it isn't pleasing to Innos. I don't want to think what would happen if it came out.
Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax. You just continue for now. I'll see to the rest.
Alright, so this guy has a problem with novice named Igaraz that stole some of his documents.
What can I do for you?
We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
What was Babo supposed to do for you?
If I had known the baby would do it in his pants over a few swamp weeds, then I would have seen to it that someone else took care of the monastery garden.
He's supposed to grow swamp weed?
Of course. Since none of that stuff comes out from behind the barrier anymore, the price in the city has tripled. It could have been a good bargain for everyone involved. But Babo didn't want to play along.
How much do you want for the papers?
Actually, they're almost priceless. You very rarely see something like that here. But I have no desire to wager my future against a few gold pieces. 300 gold pieces. You can do what you like with the papers.
Huh. He wants 300 gold for those papers. But I'd prefer to steal them. And let's see what's in it. Nice, so that's the problem.
Welcome, my son. Since when are you one of the paladins?
As if I don't have enough problems.
Only for a short time.
Then I bid you welcome. In this battle, we need every man who has the courage to oppose evil. The fate of us all lies in the hands of men like you. May Innos ever give you the courage you need.
I'll rob you, man.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I've got no time for things like that.
You don't have to ask me that.
Hey, you! I've got your documents.
Really? Oh, thanks. You've saved me. I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, just calm down.
Are they really mine? Are you sure? Show me.
Here they are.
Yes, they're complete. Did you look at them?
Does that make a difference?
No, just as long as I have them back. Whew. Now I hope I can rest easy again.
So that's done. What about this guy? Any quests from him?
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery.
No? And what about this one? I can at least rob all of them, right?
So, how's it going?
Oh, thank you for your concern, Sir Paladin. I enjoy the work, and I am certain to be selected as a magician soon.
You already know what I think.
Alright, so finally to Pyrocar to get my Eye of Innos.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro, the enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
I think I'm possessed. Can you heal me?
Not without a token of your respect for this monastery, my son. 300 gold coins.
Huh.
Great. Here's the money.
Here, drink this. May the mercy of Innos be your salvation.
This is the potion of possession healing.
One more thing. Some of the roadside shrines dedicated to Innos have been desecrated by the enemy. They have lost their magical consecration.
I see. And now?
It is up to you to purify these shrines so that the situation does not escalate. Take this holy water and trickle it on the base of the shrine. With the holy words of purification, the shrine will regain its old power. Gorax can sell you a map on which our shrines are marked. Now, go and perform your tasks.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
So, I bought a potion of possession healing. I'm possessed because I talked to those seekers, and if you possessed, you cannot heal yourself during sleep. The next quest I was given from Ulthar, I have to purify the shrines of Innos here in Khorinis. And the most important thing, the Eye of Innos was stolen by a novice Pedro. So I have to look for it.
I need a few things.
Yes, I have to purify these shrines on the map. But that's not everything. The biggest problem is the Eye of Innos was stolen, and I have to look for it and get it back.
Hey, you! Do you know where Pedro is?
Do you think I'd be standing around here if I knew where the renegade was hiding? He must pay for his deeds. I hope we manage to get the eye back. You have to help us. Find him and bring back the Eye of Innos.
Alright, so now I'll have to look for Eye of Innos. But that's going to be in the next part. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything, guys. Have the most wonderful day. And see you soon. Bye bye.